Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Lattafa's The Kingdom for men. All right, so The Kingdom for Men is from the House of Lattafa. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this sucker up for $26 at places like Perfume Online. Link will be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have some coupon codes. Save yourself $5 off your purchase at Perfume Online if you decide you want to shop with them. Box presentation on this, pretty nice, especially for a $26 fragrance. Nice thick cardboard box, has a decent looking design on there, name of the fragrance up front, all the necessaries and the hologram on the back. And it does open up like a so, revealing our fragrance bottle on the inside. So, like I said, overall box presentation on this, really quite decent for a $26 fragrance. Bottle presentation on this, a little bit of a kind of a cheapy gold plastic that's sitting right there, but overall not too bad. Has some gemstones running across the front there, and has this kind of like corrugated back going onto this glass bottle with a nice thick base to it. So overall a little bit of a cheap feel to this one, but again, for 26 bucks, not too bad. Cap on this is a mix of some really thick plastic and again, some of that kind of cheapy, but there is a little bit of some metal going on here. So cap is actually a little bit better than some of the bottle design going on. And the atomizer on this, really quite nice. Nice long sprays, good wide puffs on this, will definitely get the job done. So overall, like I said, for $26 presentation on this, pretty nice. So if you were wondering what Lattafa's The Kingdom for Men smells like, you've come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are a sage, lavender, mint, tobacco, vanilla, orange flower, benzoin, tonka, and labdanum. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In the opening, you get a really nice aromatic accord coming through. You get some sage, some nice clean lavender that works its way through, and this really nice mint. This mint comes across as more kind of a spearmint, so it has that nice kind of fresh, spicy, aromatic feel to it, but it has a little bit of that sweetness that comes with the spearmint, and I really enjoy the combination of those three. Yeah, it just has a very clean, fresh sort of feel going on to it with just a little bit of a sweetness going on, adding kind of a flirtiness to this fragrance, and they all just blend together really nice. The spearmint isn't dominant necessarily, it just kind of really blends in very nice with that sage and lavender, but it is very detectable. You can pick up on that spearmint quite a bit, and I'm really a big fan of that. As this opens up, you do get a little bit more of that vanillic accord coming through. So you get a little touch of some kind of earthy, dry style of tobacco, a little bit of that orange blossom adding a little bit of a softness, but it's really about this vanillic accord that comes through, and this really nice kind of dry, almost woody style of tonka that mixes with that benzoin, and it just adds a really nice kind of sweet profile to it. Those aromatics still remain, so it adds a bit of a lightness to that sweet accord going on, so it doesn't get like dark and super sweet. It has a nice balance between those aromatics and those sweet accords with this really nice dry texture that works its way through. It's from that tonka, probably a little bit from that benzoin and that labdanum coming through, but those aromatics just kind of accentuate that kind of dry accord that comes through, and it's just a really nice combination. Very much reminds me of the Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir. So this is definitely what they were going for with this fragrance. Just mass appealing, crowd pleasing style of fragrance. Definitely a compliment puller. Every time I've worn this one, I've had someone make a compliment just how great I smell. So overall, a scent profile on this, really well done. A nice balance of the textures, the sweetness, the aromatics that comes through. And I'm just overall really enjoying this fragrance. So when it comes to the performance of Lattafa's The Kingdom for Men, I get pretty good performance off of this one. The projection on this for the first 2 hours is pretty good. This does push off at fairly decent. And even when it does kind of settle back in after that initial 2 hours, it does form a nice scent bubble for the duration of this fragrance. So overall, the projection on this is pretty good. Not a beast mode fragrance necessarily. This doesn't blast off your skin, but it does form a really nice sillage, nice scent bubble that goes on. So projection I am pretty happy with. And the longevity on this is pretty good as well. I'm clocking between 7 to 8 hours on my skin before it really fades into a skin scent at that point, but get some on your clothing and it does last into the next day. So the longevity on this is pretty good, as well as that projection. So overall, I am pretty happy with the performance on this one. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Lattafa's The Kingdom for Men would be most appropriate. Really versatile fragrance when it comes to seasons, but I do think this kind of hits for that fall and spring style of vibe. Just has that kind of nice, fresh, aromatic feel going on to it with that little touch of that sweetness, that dry, almost woody tonka that comes through. Just kind of has that fall and spring vibe with that freshness, as well as that hint of that sweetness and that kind of dry texture that works its way through. Just speaks to those two seasons, but you could wear this all year round in the high heat. I don't think this will get too cloying because the sweetness in this isn't overbearing. Like I said, it has some sweetness, but it's not a very like super sweet style of fragrance. So in the high heat, it won't get to be too much, and it has that freshness to it. And I do think this will push through a little bit in the winter time. Not, again, the best season for this, but like I said, pretty versatile fragrance. Fall and spring is where this one's gonna hit. And in terms of occasions, again, a very versatile fragrance. Casual wear, out running errands, lunch with friends, date night, this would be a great fragrance. Office safe as well, and you could even dress this up. This does have a sort of a sophisticated sort of feel going on to it, so I think you could wear this to formal events. Gym, maybe wouldn't be my first choice for the gym. I think you could get away with it, but there are other ones I would pick. But otherwise, a very versatile fragrance across seasons and different occasions, and really happy about that. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa's The Kingdom for Men. Fantastic fragrance. I'm really happy with this fragrance. The scent accord that comes through, especially for a $26 fragrance, bang for your buck, I think you are getting your money's worth and then some. I really like the balance of those aromatics. I think it has just the right level of sweetness coming through. Really enjoy kind of that tactile texture that comes through with that kind of dry accord from that tonka, and just the overall kind of balance between those aromatics, the sweetness, that kind of woody, sweet vanillic accord that comes through, as well as that spearmint note that kind of rides from that opening all the way to the dry down. It just plays a little bit of a smaller role once you get towards that dry down, but it's still there, kind of adding that character. It's not, the spearmint's not as prominent as it is in the Jean Paul Gaultier La Male Elixir. It's a little bit more dialed down, which I kind of enjoy that aspect of this one. And this one's not quite as sweet as the La Male Elixir, which again, I kind of prefer with this one. So overall, I'm really enjoying this fragrance. I know people are gonna ask about Rayhan Elixir, which is also a clone of La Male Elixir. I'm not sure if one is better than the other, to be quite honest. There is differences. Like I said, this one's not as sweet as the Rayhan Elixir, and the spearmint's a little bit more dialed down with this one. So I think it really depends on the mood you're in and what you're kind of going for. I think they're both great fragrances, and it just, like I said, really depends on the mood you're in. But in terms of versatility, fantastic performance on this, great. You're definitely getting your money's worth. So I'm quite happy with this fragrance. Glad it's in my collection, and it might be something you want to check out. That's Lattafa's The Kingdom for Men. And I want to hear from you guys. What's another Lattafa fragrance you want to see me do a full review on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.